Paur, senior writer for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Welcome to another edition of the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 possible waiver wire ads for Week 8 of the fantasy football season. Waiver wire might be a little busier this week. We had some injuries take place last week. Might be causing some fantasy owners to scramble a little bit to fill their lineups because of injury and bye weeks as well. So let's jump right into it. Here are 5 possible waiver wire ads. My first one's Carlos Hyde, running back with Seattle. So first of all, I do want to mention Hyde does have a hamstring injury, and that's a little bit of a concern, but he played through it last week. I think he'll be okay to play this week, and as long as he plays, he will start for Seattle because Chris Carson's out with a foot injury. He's going to miss some time with this injury. This leaves Hyde as a starter. Hyde has produced fairly well when given the chance in this offense. He had 68 rushing yards last week and a touchdown. In an expanded role, he's available in 61% of leagues. This is one of the best offenses in all of football. So if Hyde is starting, I would go get him and use him in my fantasy lineup. My next waiver wire ad for Week 8 is Scotty Miller with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Chris Godwin is out this week. This is breaking news a little bit. He broke his finger apparently in last week's game, needed surgery. He's going to miss the game this week. This means Miller could get even more playing time this week. And even last week when Godwin was around, Miller had a big game, caught 6 passes for 109 yards and a touchdown. He has 80-plus yards 3 of the last 4 games. And I know that Antonio Brown might be in the mix shortly as well, but I think Miller's going to be a big part of this offense. Tom Brady likes to look his way. He's been very consistent all season long, probably more consistent than Godwin and Mike Evans, the 2 starters in this offense. And Miller's still out there in a lot of leagues. So if you need a receiver, I would go grab Scotty Miller. My next waiver wire ad is Giants running back Wayne Gallman. So Devontae Freeman hurt his ankle last week. This left Gallman as the lead back for the Giants. Gallman responded with 54 total yards and a touchdown. He also caught 5 passes in the game. I don't think he'll be a huge fantasy producer in a starting role, but any back that's starting has fantasy value. And Gallman could get a few starts going forward because of the Freeman injury. I think if you're looking for a running back, maybe a flex play as well, I would consider adding Gallman to my roster. My next waiver wire ad is San Francisco 49ers receiver Brandon Aiyuk. So the rookie had his best game of his young career last week, had his first 100-yard game of the season. He also had a touchdown in week 6. So he caught 6 passes for 115 yards last week. 49ers offense is really starting to click right now. I would not be surprised if Aiyuk starts getting a lot of weekly chances. Deebo Samuel's hurt as well, so this leaves Aiyuk as the clear top target in this offense, and he remains available in 36% of leagues on our site. All right, my last waiver wire ad for this week is Sterling Shepard, the receiver with the New York Giants. So Shepard finally returned from his toe injury last week. He led the receivers in receiving. He had 6 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown. I think he can lead the team in receiving the rest of the way. He's the top option in this offense. He remains available in 68% of leagues. A lot of owners dropped Shepard because of his injury early in the year. Took him a long time to get back on the field. But I think Shepard has a chance to play a big role in this offense the rest of the season. Let's just hope he can stay healthy. All right, those are 5 waiver wire ads for Week 8. Good luck in navigating the waiver wire this week. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.